Okay, don't freak out. I know this looks like a lot, but it's just stuff on the calculator that you have to follow, right? You just have to follow these steps on your calculator and everything will work out, right? We've done this before. So first, make sure your calculator comes on, go home, right? You got the press to test stuff, go home, and always start with a new document. Don't save the old ones. Nobody's worried about the old ones, okay? But go to that one, and then we're gonna start with a list in spreadsheets, right? So what I'm doing is I'm writing down the numbers of the things we're pushing because it's a lot easier on the numbers. So we do 4 right here. This is number 4. So when we do a new one, hit the number 4, and that's what you'll see, okay? Enter X into box A and hit enter. Okay, this right here is a little deceiving because this to me would be box A. That's where it started, but you need to move up. It's in the actual box that has an A in it. So you got to move up to there and put X. Hit enter. Then slide over, go to B and hit Y. Hit enter. Okay. Skip the equals row. So we're skipping that spot right there. All right. Go to box 1A. So if we were on an Excel file, this would be 1A. Right here, because it matches up. And enter the first X value, hit enter, repeat with all the X values. So this right here, when you're entering the X and the Y values, let's go ahead and label this. This part right here is just where you copy the table. Okay, so we're gonna copy the table. Now what table? Well, that's by problem, right? You gotta go for each problem. You got to do this, okay? So let me fix my camera again. We'll slide down here, and so we're copying the table. We'll look at this bottom one. Look at number 1 right here. So we're gonna put -3 enter, 6 enter, 12 enter, 21 enter, and then go to the Y's and copy the Y's. -36, 0, 54, and 180. Oops. Okay. Once I've copied the table, this 7 through 11, we do not use. Okay. You might need to use that in the future, but right now we're not going to use that just to get the equation. Okay, so once we have our table in, all we have to do is menu, statistics, stat calc, quadratic regression. So when I hit menu, statistics is 4, stat calculation is 1, and quadratic regression is 6. So if I hit menu 416, this pops up. Change X list to X. So just all you're doing is typing in X right there. And then go down, type in Y. It does say to save regression equation to F1. Yeah, we're saving that to F1. So I already have that set up. It's already in there. And then Control EOD adds a page, select a graph, go up to F1 and hit enter. Right, we could do all that, but that's to see the equation. But right now, we've already done everything we need. So let's go down to where it says okay. Oh, sorry. You got to scroll all the way down. So it's in here. So once we put X and Y in, scroll all the way down, hit OK. Okay. That gives me A, B, and C. Right? So let's write that down right here. AX squared plus BX plus C equals Y. That's our equation. So this thing is giving me the numbers that are going to go in for A, B, and C. Right? So this first one right here, my equation is A is 0.3 or 1/3. That goes with X squared. B So you have 1/3. B is 3, so that's plus 3x. And then C is negative 30, so we just put minus 30. That's the equation right there. And again, that's y equals. Okay, you're gonna get A, B, C, and then at the bottom there's this thing r squared, right? So you got A, B, C, r squared. Notice, hate that these things shut off. I know. There's A, B, there's B, there's C, there's r squared. So r squared, let's talk about r squared. R squared should equal 1. The closer this is to 1, the closer that is to 1, the more quadratic it is. If it's not exactly 1, it's still a quadratic, but it's just not a perfect quadratic. Okay, so it doesn't, every point doesn't land perfectly in line, right? So just to talk about that real quick, like if r squared is 1, you would have a quadratic that looks exactly like this, and every point is on that quadratic, right? If it's not equal to 1, let's say it's 0.99999, then some of these points might just be a little bit off, but they would still kind of be a quadratic. They'd just be a little bit off. All right.